Good afternoon, fellow Ambazonians. Good evening for all now. Our papa, our mommy, them, our brothers, and our sister, them. I just talk about take some small time. Can't salute all now. No, sir, we talk for some time now, and we ask us, "Who's a PS day? PS? Who's a we day?" We never hear from you for a very long time. As soon as I know, we try to balance so many different things. The president of Ambazonia Governing Council, they send me for some diplomatic waka, and I don't go come back very safe on behalf of the Ambazonian people. Them. All right. So shake, day. All team they go nyang. At the right time, the leader will tell you which they go on. For now, I just can give now some very important updates. Need for can give now which they go on, which they really go on. People they ask and say, PS, what did happen since October 1? Please need to shake. What did they go on? Well, a lot of things that they go on. Our Liberation Day in a very fine place. Our Liberation Day for a very good place actually. We as a people, as a leader, don't talk. We don't really be a free people. Now some people them they never even know. Say Ambazonia they already be free. That the public don't be defeated. Mr. Paul Biya be nowhere to be found. The Ongute don't run go the height. No man that they know day again for can make that their noise where they can make up. We don't even hear them call Ambazonia for their television anymore. all man they fear because the world already tell them what it come, what it already be. The world already tell them what it already be. Alright? So shake in no day. No man no need for shake. Ambazonia na una get am. Una need for take am. Before we go too far, make I bring on a message we come out first. For the leader of our War of Independence, the office, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, he sent out a message for the Ambazonian people, which the leader talk. The first message, now the message will come out for the leader office, where the leader talk say, give peace a chance. He talks in a style where they use them for use feelings for blackmail our people them. It's a peace for them. It means say make Cameroon take back control of Ambazonia. We Ambazonia people they no go ever resist anymore. That's so peace it mean to Cameroon. Now the leader talks say war, everlasting war, it will continue for be between Cameroon and Ambazonia until the last Cameroon soldier will come out for inside Walan. That's what the leader talk. It talks as long as Cameroon remain for inside Ambazonia. It talks that Cameroon a country where it don't burn entire villages, it burn house them, it burn big mommy them alive, it kidnap our people them, it torture our people them, it execute picking them, and for continue for ye for insist they want continue for govern our country, exploit our resources them, and then keep our people them for poverty and hopelessness without justice and without hope. No day, no go ever be where Cameroon go get that kind of peace. The leader talks about Operation 200 AK. We don't the Operation 200 AK, the campaign we don't launch them. And the Bible that for the Ambazonia people their liberation and make Ambazonians the journey for Belgium. That the first message that will come up for the leader in office. Second message, we don't come out that the message with the leader, you don't put them out again for invite Ambazonians them. For 90s, it talks a freedom. It belongs to the people that way they need to ever give up. It belongs to the people that way they need to blink. It talks that the people that need to give up, people that need to blink, that them they always be free. And it talks a freedom that this generation get them. It talks the AK campaign. It don't travel for reach for Belgium and AK. Now Ambazonia, the Liberation Bible. That's what the leader he talk. Now I want to bring us some very important news. For Saturday, number 3 day for December, just before Christmas, the leader of our War of Independence, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, he go for Belgium for continue for mobilize the Ambazonian people them, for continue for mobilize and inform the international community, for continue for unite all the Ambazonian people them. So for Saturday, we go be on number 3 day for the month of December. The leader he go there for Belgium for a public rally with all Ambazonians them. The leader go get a town hall meeting with all Ambazonians them. The leader go get private meeting with all Ambazonians them. The leader go to get some diplomatic meeting them with all Ambazonians. So I want to take the time for invite all Ambazonians them for Belgium. All Ambazonians who they did for Belgium, the one who they did for France, the one who they did for Germany, the one who they did for now which other country they for near Belgium, the one who they did for Luxembourg, all right, all Ambazonians them for Germany, for Holland, for Luxembourg, for France, all una, even the one who they did for England, una did for una continent, una get very easy means them for take train, una waka. When I come for Belgium for meet up with the leader, a very critical time this Cameroon don't be defeated. The leader the me want meet up una for tell una the honest truth and what you don't tell Cameroon. Say Cameroon time for Ambazonia don't reach. Now it be up to we for take back our country. So the leader now for go waka meet up Ambazonians them, tell them what did really happen and why we need for take our country back right now. And why the campaign for 200 AK be very critical for we for take back our country as Cameroon it don't fall. All right, and the first news that from the leader the desk. Second news, and the most important thing this one I want to talk about now. Very important. And the most important thing is what I want to talk on. The Ambazonia Governing Council, since the last almost 1 year plus, they don't introduce, as we tell the Ambazonian people them, they don't introduce the Ambazonia Transition Liberation Authority for Ground Zero. Since we the leader we tell we say Cameroon don't be defeated, and we get 85% dynamic control. For out of the 13 states within Ambazonia, the Ambazonia Defense Forces of the Governing Council of Ambazonia are the only force we get forces for 8 states out of the 13 states within Ambazonia. The Ambazonia Defense Forces are the only force we get forces for 8 states in Ambazonia. Every other force is just there for one state and for one small corner. So, with all this progress we don't make on the ground, with the defeat of Cameroon, to be very critical for make sure we start for stabilize the ground, for start for build Ambazonia institutions. When I don't see the videos so they don't come out from the community schools, in fact I'll play one of such videos of our beginning when they don't graduate from nursery school. They don't spend 2 years for nursery school for our community schools under Ambazonia Transition Liberation Authority. So for 8 states in Ambazonia, the Ambazonia Governing Council, they don't start for introduce and institute the Transition Authority on the ground based on our command and control of the ground, based on our presence on the ground for 8 states, based on our authority on the ground for 8 states. The Ambazonia Defense Forces are the only force within inside Ambazonia where it get forces for 8 states, and all those forces for 8 different states, they fall under one command structure under General, the Supreme Commander of Ambazonia Defense Forces, General Efa. Every general, every commander for all the states, they be answerable to one central command, the ADF Ground Zero Central Command. So, the international community, they don't tell Cameroon, say, for anything for happen for Ambazonia, the Cameroon government must engage the most consequential movement. And from October 1, as we already tell now, the international community make a report to the international diplomatic system for tell them what happened on Ground Zero. October 1, it will be a report card as to who be who for Ground Zero. For this report, based on the military industrial complex, their assessment, they also talk, they say, the Ambazonia Defense Forces are the only force where it celebrate Independence Day and mobilize the largest population for Ambazonia for 8 different states. Now 11 states, they participate for Independence Day. Out of the 11, Ambazonia Defense Forces, under the leadership of the Governing Council of Ambazonia, mobilized the Ambazonian population for 8 states. 8 out of 11. The largest population. So they don't come to the conclusion, say the Ambazonia Governing Council are the most consequential movement with the most structured, organized force within the Ambazonian territory. So certain decisions will already be made by the international system. So with all of these victories on the ground, with the defeat of Cameroon, it come now for way for start for implement the Ambazonian Transitional Liberation Council for start for take care for build indigenous Ambazonia institutions, for give our people them power back, for fill in the gap based on the defeat of Cameroon. Because while the forces they focus on the liberation, community problems, social problems like water problem, you know, we carry if say community no get water, they go put them for general head. community needs more clinic, it could be for generally head. The general for that community, it need for focus on the liberation, it need for focus on the security of the people then, it need for focus on the protection of the people then. The general no need for the solve community problem, social problems, and provide solutions to the problem the way the community they get them. So we need to fill in the gap by the defeat of Cameroon for create Ambazonian indigenous institutions. The Ambazonia Transition Liberation Authority, ADLA, na the transition period for start for take care of community problem, provide community justice, provide community development, empower our people them, and give our people them the power back. Independence means independence. We'll not feel the fight and then wait someday until the blue whistle prrr, prrr, prrr. Okay, fight don't finish, Ambazonia independence don't come before we start to build our local institutions. The Ambazonia Governing Council, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, if you always think 10 steps ahead of everybody. That's why it don't help for inspire the Governing Council and the general on the ground for start for implement the Ambazonia Transition Authority for 8 states. The Ambazonia Transition Liberation Authority will be operational for 8 states with the Ambazonia Defense Forces. They get dominant presence and they get authority of those states and on the ground. So, how all this relate to you? All this it means say the power where you be want them, the power where you be need them, the hope where you be get them. Now in this they don't start for create them back for you, for give you the feeling of independence. For take what you wanna hear say independence, wanna hear freedom, But you take all these things now for start for practicalize them. Say for place where you dey, for the 8 states with the Ambazonia Defense Forces, they get dominant control and they get dominant authority and they be the largest force for all these 8 states. For all those 8 states where people they go start for taste Ambazonianness. You go start for experience that Ambazonia will be the dream about. You go start for feel the feeling of freedom will be want them. The power and the authority they go give them back for you as a citizen of Ambazonia. This transition authority will be made up of all our elders, all the village chiefs them, the village funds, all them. Now them that they constitute for head this transition authority, for start local governance, local administration under Ambazonia. Now the institution then this we don't start for build up for our people them. We go to bring on more and more videos as our head of the transition authority for inside Ambazonia and all the deputies for the transition authority as they work with communities for build roads, for build water project. As we don't see them, all our community schools them under the Ambazonia Governing Council. Now the Ambazonia Transition Liberation Authority now they control those schools under the Ambazonia Education Board. Now the Transition Liberation Authority now be in charge for control all the schools, the community schools on the ground under the Ambazonia Governing Council. So a lot of changes, a lot of progress that they be made as we take our country back, we'll give them back for our people there. Independence means independence. That the practicality is of the Governing Council of Ambazonia. We need to wait for some other person. We start nation building now. We start the hard work for build our community, build our villages, develop our people them, empower our people them, give our people them the power where they deserve them for create their own destiny the way the Ambazonia people they want them. Now the time this it don't come. Ambazonia we wanna be cry, wanna country back. The Ambazonia Governing Council say, now in this, independence means independence. When I take our country back, when I take our communities back, when I start for develop local institutions, when I start for build local administration, when I start for empower ourselves, we start to develop on ourselves. That the Ambazonia then this, that the Ambazonia this we wanna be one time, we don't take them now. Now in this, it enough for our hand. The vision don't be created. Now it be up to all, we for work with the Ambazonia Governing Council, for help the head of the Transition Authority, for help all the deputies of the Transition Authority for the 8 states, and then with the sub one the way that they help for all them, for help all the generals and the commanders where they work with the transitional rulers and the Transition Authority for move, for start for create progress, identify communities where they need water, we start for provide water, identify communities where they need clinic, we start for build clinic, communities where they need community schools, we start for build community schools, communities where they not get market, we start for build or market them. We road where they link villages, we start for build or road them, we start to take care of our team, and for start for rebuild our lives, and for start for rebuild our economy. The Ambazonia Governing Council get a big vision for the Ambazonia people there. There's a big thing will happen right now between Ambazonia and Cameroon, as when I don't hear the report where they already come out, where they don't tell Mr. Paul Biya, get out of Ambazonia, not be a country. When they occupy them, get out. You don't lose the war, back out. When I already know. So fire they on. At the core on every single Ambazonian. This operation 200 AK, because I know say we'll get some attitude. Where would the wait? Would the judge wait? Cameroon don't be defeated. Ambazonia on your own. Buy your AK. Buy your AK. Buy your AK. Operation 200 AK. We'll get between now and end of December for complete this project. Operation 200 AK. Buy your AK. Empower the liberation. Empower the people. Empower Ground Zero. Empower Transition Authority. Cameroon don't be defeated. We will not wait until the well it blows a prip, prip, prip before you buy your AK. Hear from we. Hear from we. Cameroon is done. Mr. Biya is done. La République is done. Ambazonia, they are on. I play a video. We come out from our Transition Authority as a community school picking them. The first batch of Ambazonia picking them for community school. The one where they don't go nursery school for the past 2 years under our community education system. A lot of those picking them, they graduate for this November. The first batch, they don't finish their graduation. A couple of more community schools, they will do their graduation by the end of this month. I bring one of the first one. We don't come out. They don't come out for one of our community schools under the transition authority. We saw that video. They just they send up for we university. So the very good news is great progress. That's something we all we need for take pride on. That's something we all we need for be very grateful. That's something we all need for be very happy for the progress we make. Not only for the progress we make, but for the future of our picking them. As all man they cry say education. The Ambazonia, the leader say okay, no problem. Yes, we too believe for education. The only thing we don't want them is Cameroon education. We get for build our own educational system. We get for give our people them the kind education we are picking they deserve them. And in this now, the fruits they don't bear. Ambazonia picking them, they don't graduate from nursery school for our community schools. Alright? We could pull up this video 90s. At the video
And the Amazonian people are committed to respect the rights of our children, not just to respect the right, but to promote the right of education of all children in Ambazonia. We will continue to promote and encourage and facilitate the opening of community school. We have almost quadrupled the number of Ambazonian students in our community school, returning back, having some of our IDPs to come back to their original villages of origin, to enter our community school, and have people who had run into La Republique as refugees have also returned.
Wait till this year, now Ambazonian picking and that for one of the community schools where Ambazonia Governing Council don't build them under the Transition Authority, right on the ground. We're picking and that beginning with they 4 years old. Now they're 6 years old. They don't graduate from nursery school through Ambazonia Education Board for our own education system. We create them for reflect the future of Ambazonia, for start to build the foundation of our picking them through the Ambazonianness, through the Ambazonia nationalism, through Ambazonia destiny, through Ambazonia. Now our education board, now they create the curriculum, now they give a training for the teachers them, now they give the syllabus, the book, all the thing we teachers they use them for teach or picking them. It be all designed by we the Ambazonia people through Ambazonia Education Board. We now the Transition Authority they control all those community schools on the ground. I want to congratulate these dedicated brothers and sisters where they don't take up upon themselves for big community school teachers, for teach while picking them. One thank the head of the Transition Authority and one thank all the deputies for the 8 states within Ambazonia where they implement the Transition Authority and the vision of the Transition Authority with the governing council. They don't give for them. One thank our coordinators of education. We thank the head of the Ambazonia Education Board. We thank all the people them who they don't make this one maybe possible. We thank all our donors where they don't stand up for support the education of the Ambazonia children them under our community schools. I want to thank them plenty. We don't make enormous amount of progress. They could take our country, they could build our country, they could take pride because the most beautiful thing I say we start for build a country from scratch the way we want them. We don't start for create Ambazonia from scratch the way we want them. For shape our destiny, for shape the foundation of our country, for quality, a strong foundation, a quality foundation based on quality education for the Ambazonia picking them. That's the first step that. Second step, I don't see the Transition Authority. It go on for 8 states with the Ambazonia Defense Forces. They under. All right? So, great progress for all we. Now, a win this for all we. Now, a great victory this for all we. Make every person join the Operation 100 AK campaign. We'll not emphasize them enough. The leader need to do things anyhow. For launch this program, it be very tactical for the message we don't send for Pobia. For launch this program, be very important for what to go on in terms of our victory on the ground. This AK them, now a project when I did cement the independence of Ambazonia, when I take them very seriously, and they encourage every family, 1 acre at $2,000. Please, a very easy thing for most of you who are outside here. 1 acre at $2,000. An Ambazonia mommy, big mommy, with the 80 years old. 80, big mommy the 80 years old. Big mommy don't retire. The big mommy say no, he die for diaspora. Big mommy 80 years old. He say no, he die for diaspora. He must go Ambazonia for a free land. Big mommy 80 years old. Don't pay for an AK. 80. She's 80 years old. You know, even if you live, if God bless you, you will live for the next 20 years. But for that 20 years, you want to live for a free Ambazonia. Anyone die for coal. Now winter days on car. It's not easy. Not in a place to live. Not in a place for we. That's what we need for be our homeland. Make even big mommy may go for that retirement. If we live for our land, leave all this coal behind. There are millions of Ambazonians. They never know place where if they die, who's going to bury them. Buy your AK. Bring your family. Bring your picking them. 1 acre at $2,000. That's something we always, if we put our hand there, be very easy for we. We either make things a bit easy as we don't defeat Cameroon, or make things a bit very difficult for our people them for ground. Because the chaos we Cameroon will create them for punish our people them for the defeat where they defeat them. For use dark forces. That's what they think ahead. For prevent these things, I want to say they will come from happening. We need to inject trained specialized forces for the key places to stabilize the ground and protect the Ambazonia people there. If we not do them, when the chaos start, not blame anybody. When Cameroon inject dark forces, dark agents, for cause atrocities on the ground, kill, burn places, commit all kind of crimes on the Ambazonian people then, for punish them for defeating the Republic of Cameroon, not blame we. We don't can tell when in advance. Cameroon, there are days that don't be over. If we not fill in the ungovernable spaces by the defeat of Cameroon, because of the defeat of Cameroon, Cameroon will fill those spaces with dark forces. Cameroon will fill them with Boko Haram, with gangs, with terrorists, fake Amba boys, Atangaji boys, for kill, rape, commit crime, broke house them, do all kind of things them, for punish the Ambazonian people them, because they defeat Cameroon. For their uprising, we end up for defeat Cameroon. We must fill the ungovernable spaces. This Operation 200 AK now for train and deploy 200 special tactical forces them for critical places, for stabilize our ground and make sure say Cameroon not fit ever come back again from Ambazonia for some kind of place them, for even try for reinsert their military or do anything. That's what we call on every Ambazonia. Buy your AK. $2,000 go buy AK. Contact me, contact Capo Daniel, contact the Ambazonia Governing Council, contact any member, or when I get my phone number. Ask me, PS, I did for Ground Zero, half is send my 2,000, my 1 AK. PS, I did for Nigeria, half is send money for my AK. PS, I did for Ghana, half is send my money for my AK. If you did for Canada, when I know how when I fit, when I contact the Ambazonia Governing Council mission. If you did for US, we'll get Cash App. If you did for, we'll get Zelle, we'll get PayPal, anything we need, we'll provide you with the information. All right, for buy your AK. All right, and the messages I get them for now. We'll make I don't come back from the waka. All right, so I'm going to make time for talk with them very regularly. I'm just to make I take some small time. I throw light for all the good great things that happen. And I want to salute by picking them and congratulate by picking them when they just graduate and for thank all the teachers them. The Ambazonia Governing Council will send award for all these teachers them where they don't help for graduate the first batch of Ambazonian future. We thank you plenty for the great work. The head of Transition Authority by your cafe day up. All right, now stay fine. We love for now. Now take care. God bless all we. And God bless our Transition Authority.